In progress.
Shalom Lachem, Achai v'Ra'ai Karim. As you know, after the last week's shiur about Pinchas ben Elazar, that made Kiddush Hashem Gadol, we're not going to review the previous shiur. But today, in Israel, we have few things. Now, for instance, what IDF doing, are we taking revenge or something else? Are we allowed to take revenge? Now, 2 days ago, they sent a rocket, Hezbollah, and they murdered 12 children in Majal Shams. It's a Druze village, and they killed them. That there is no question that IDF, the Druze are part of Israel. They are doing army. They are unbelievable loyal to the state of Israel. So the question is, now with IDF are we taking revenge or not? I would like to show you today, in this Shabbat, we're going to have a war against Midyan. Moshe is going to fight against Midyan, and you will see very clear that we are allowed to take revenge. Not to play the nice guy and the gentleman. Of course, we have to think about the future, about the strategy, about the logistic, about the state of Israel. But it is not a dirty word to say to take revenge. Okay? Because Hashem said to Moshe, Nekom nikmat. Okay? So he said to Moshe, Mamash, you will see in the Pasuk, to take revenge from Midyan. After what Midyan did to us. You know what Midyan did to us? By the advice of Bilam, they sent all the girls to force, to convince the Israeli boys to sleep with them. And not only this, to worship Baal Peor. And if not Pinchas ben Elazar, we would lose Am Israel completely. But we lost 24,000, because of this. So now this war this week is going to be a big revenge on Midyan. And that's the message to the enemy of Israel. Now I want you to know, that in Israeli politics also, the big issue now in the Knesset are the yeshiva bachur, the people who study Torah. Are they going to the army or not going to the army? You will be surprised that you will see Moshe Rabbeinu, he chose only yeshiva bachur, only tzadikim. He didn't want all the secular people, all the people. And because of the tzadikim, we're going to win. So we'll sit step by step. I want you to fasten the seatbelt and Malka relax and drink water and coffee, because I want you to concentrate. Okay, so we say, I'm going to page 1. Just now I finished to prepare the shore, mamash 2 minutes ago. That's why it's on page 18. Okay, you see the topic? החיילים שמשה בחר להילחם, the soldier that Moshe picked and chose to fight, הם אותם חיילים, tzadikim, only tzadikim. How do you know, how you define tzadik? You will be surprised today. When you put tfilin on, now most of you are women, okay? I know Yossi is there, but Yossi is putting tfilin every morning. You're not putting tfilin, but you know how many tfilin we have? We have tfilin shel and shel rosh. One in the arm, one on the head. This you know, right? But which one you put first?
In the arm, I think.
You're right. If you're not allowed, not only you put shel first, and then you put shel rosh, I want you to know you're not allowed to talk between them. And look what is a tzaddik, according to Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu said, the people who put tfilin shel before shel rosh and did not talk between. Is it clear? So what is the big deal not to talk? Not only this, the Sfaradim making one bracha. Laniach tfilin. The Ashkenazim make 2 brachot. Laniach tfilin, and then they put the head, they said mitzvah tfilin. 2 brachot. But that's not it's just for your information, because we're going to touch this a little bit. So I want you now, after I told you what I told you, look what he says in Parashat Matot. שאמרו אנשי הצבא שהיו צדיקים גמורים. All the soldiers of Moshe Rabbeinu were צדיקים גדולים, גמורים, complete צדיקים, שהלכו לנקום את נקמת השם במדיין. They went to take revenge and protect Hashem's name in Midyan. וכשחזרו מהמלחמה, when they returned from the war, it says, ויאמרו אל משה, and they said to Moshe, עבדיך נשאו את ראש אנשי המלחמה אשר בידינו, ולא נפקד ממנו איש. I'm going to translate the pasuk, and you tell me if you see tfilin in this pasuk. And they said to Moshe, עבדיך, your servant, your slaves, mean the soldiers, נשאו את ראש המלחמה, they carry the head of the wars, the people of the wars, אשר בידינו, which is in our hand, ולא נפקד ממנו איש. We didn't miss even one soldier. They went to fight, not even got killed, and all of them were fighting together. Do you know where we see here tfilin in the pasuk? Look what it says.
Yes, when they said נשאו את ראש אנשים,
Anashim is people, but how do you see tfilin?
ראש and יד.
Yes, you see, nasu et rosh. Rosh, they said to Moshe, all of us, we put tfilin shel rosh, and we put tfilin shel yad. Lo nifkat, every soldier put tfilin on. Just look, if all the IDF soldiers, we put tfilin on every morning. Baruch Hashem. Many soldiers today putting tfilin on. But we need every soldier to put tfilin on. Then we will have the complete victory. There is no doubt about this. But he said that tfilin is very important. But we still did not see why not to talk. Why not to talk between? He said not to talk between tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. Okay, there is Midrash Shir Hashirim, look line 22, שלא הקדים אחד מהם תפילין של ראש לתפילין של יד. Neither one of them put ראש before של יד. שאילו הקדימו אחד מהם תפילין של ראש לתפילין של יד, if one of them would take תפילין של ראש before של יד, he was not part of the army. ולא היו עולים משם בשלום. Not only this, חס ושלום, they go to the war, they would not finish the war peacefully. עד כדי כך. Look how important what is to put tfilin, but put tfilin shel yad before shel rosh, and not to talk between. Question number 1, line 28. צריך להקדים תפילין של יד לתפילין של ראש. למה? Why? Why I have to put, כן? תפילין של יד before של ראש? That it's so severe that if somebody put tfilin של ראש before, he was not part of the IDF. Question number 1, yes? Look at the answer. In ספר דברים, line 5, ויאספו השוטרים לדבר אל העם ואמרו, and the police, man, they add and they said to the people, before the war, מי האיש הירא ורך הלבב? Who is from the IDF soldier is afraid? ילך וישוב לביתו. He should go back home. Not to stay in the army. Can you tell me the logic why?
Because he will influence the other soldiers.
Exactly. Look at the last sentence. Exactly what you said, Martha. ולא ימס את לבב אחיו כלבבו. If he has a fear, he might influence other soldiers. He said, don't be ashamed, don't be shy. If you are afraid, go home. Don't stay. Look what he says. What is fear? It's amazing explanation of the Gemara. He said, whoever who is afraid, go home. What is afraid? What is fear? Look line 10. הירא ורך הלבב זה המתיירא מן העבירות שבידו. You know why he's afraid? He's a sinner. He's afraid of all the sins he has made before the war. So now, what you ask me, what kind of a sin? But he's a sinner, so afraid, not have fear from the enemy. He's afraid of himself, that he knows he is not a clean man, he's not a Tzadik. He's afraid of his own guilty, of his own sins. So the Gemara continue, הכוונה בזה שאפילו אם רק הפסיק, you know what is a sin? Look what it says line 15. אם רק הפסיק בשיחה בין הנחת תפילין של יד להנחת תפילין של ראש. יוסי, are you there? I don't hear Yossi. He went to them. So I wanted, why I said Yossi, said, because he said, אם רק הפסיק בשיחה, if you just, if you put tfilin shel yad, and somebody came to Bet Knesset say, hi, how are you? Are you allowed to answer?
No.
You're not allowed to. So you know what sin we're talking, look line 15. אם רק הפסיק בשיחה בין הנחת תפילין של יד של ראש, עבירה היא בידו, is a sin. ואיף you did talk between תפילין של יד של ראש, you go back home. I thought, afraid of the enemy, when he said sinner, I thought somebody is Mahalel Shabbat, he's worshipping idols. No, we're talking about religious people. We're talking people that praying every morning. But you know what? When you spoke and you talk between tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. During the shiur, we will see why it's so severe. Why it's so crucial that what really made the decision of Moshe to choose the special combat unit is tfilin. החתם סופר, remember Moshe סופר, מגלה כוונה. What is תפילין של יד? Look what he explained, חתם סופר, line 28. מה שמניחים כוונה נפלאה במצוות הנחת תפילין של יד, לפני הנחת תפילין של ראש, look what he explained. You know why we put תפילין של יד before של ראש? הוא אומר, do you know why we have two תפילין? By the way, do you know why one in the hand, one in the head?
No, because we have to love Hashem with the heart and also with the head, both things.
Very good. After we learned this few times, the tfilin shel yad is next to the heart, and the tfilin shel rosh is next to the brain. נכון? So the tfilin shel yad is for the heart. ומברכים, and then when you make the heart, then you make the bracha. The bracha is before you tie the string around the tfilin. Say, אשר קדשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להניח tfilin, and then you tie up the tfilin to your hand. And then when you go to the head, as I told you, the Sfaradim just quiet put in the head, and the Ashkenazim make another bracha, אשר על מצוות tfilin. Because why? This is the head, the hand is the beginning of the mitzvah, and the head is the end of the mitzvah. So there is a bracha for the beginning of the mitzvah, and there is a bracha for the end of the mitzvah. That's why they have two brachot. According to the Sfaradim, is one bracha, because the brachim, the Sfaradim, the Rambam says, is one mitzvah. If you have one mitzvah, you don't make shte brachot. You make only one bracha. But that's everybody, Ashkenazim. They have to do two brachot, and the Sfaradim, they have to do one. They're not allowed to do two. It's bracha levatala, only one bracha. You know when you do the second bracha for the Sfaradim? You know when? If you talk between. If you talk between, because why? When you make netilat yadayim, what you do after netilat yadayim? Hamotzi, נכון? Are you allowed to talk between? No, you're not allowed to talk between. There are many things you're not allowed. There's the same thing about the tfilin. You're not allowed to talk between shel yad shel rosh. There is a mashal. What is the metaphor, the fable? What it says? בני מדינה שרצו להמליך עליהם מלך. The people of the country wanted to appoint a king. אמר להם המלך, the king said to them, בתחילה אסרו בזיקים את פלוני המערער על המלכות, ואחר כך תמליכוני עליכם. There are some people do not want king. I want you to put in jail. Arrest. You have to arrest the people who are against king and put them in jail. After you put them in jail, then you can make me a king. What is the message? Who are these people who are against the king? Listen, he said, who are against the king? He said, Haname. Who? What?
Ma'asim is against our head,
He wanted to distinguish between Reshaim and Tzadikim. Because the Reshaim did not want the king. So he put them, the Reshaim is Yetzer Hara. He told them, put them in jail. The Tzadikim, because they don't follow their brain, they don't follow their heart. What is tfilin shel? Their heart, it's emotion, it's feeling. You don't follow your brain, you follow your feeling. When you follow only your emotional, your feeling, you are in wrong way. At Tzadikim, you know what they use before they use the heart? They use the shel, the brain, before. So now he said to them, put them in jail. What is put them in jail? Look here, I'm going to explain now the metaphor. Terem she'aniach tfilin atara ala moach, before you put the tfilin on your brain, because this is Kodesh HaKodashim. Tzarich tehila le'esor bazikim. Now, who doesn't want me to put tfilin on? Yetzer Hara. By the way, do you know how many names in the Gemara we have to Yetzer Hara? We learned this one time. At least one time. Okay, I'll tell you what. 7 names. 7 names, Yipoli said. You will see a beautiful story during in the Gemara that, you know, when the Rav saw, he saw the Nahash, the snake, the Yetzer Hara. It says the Nahash looks with 7 heads. You hear 7 heads. Shiv'a Rashim. You know what the Rav did? He said, "Va'anachnu kor'im u'mishtachavim lifnei melech malchei." He bowed down to Hashem 7 times. Every time he bowed down to Hashem, 1 head fell down from the snake. But the head 7. So remember the number 7. That means when Yetzer Hara attacking us, he said, don't put tfilin, go to sleep. You know, you can take them, all different kind of shtick and tricks, there's Yetzer Hara. But this Yetzer Hara has 7 powers. He is very strong. So you know what he said? Look, וצריך להניח תפילין נגד ליבו שיהיה קשור ואסור בזיקי קדושה. You know what I do now? When I took the heart, I took the feeling, because this is my heart. Now, after I do, when I tie my belt, my string around my hand, you know what I do? I tie Yetzer Hara, like I put him in jail. You know, when you put somebody in jail, what you put him? You put him first, you tied his hand. When you tie his hand, you know, then you take him to the jail. He cannot run away. So in a way, he said, like, you know, when I put the tfilin shel yad on my arm, then I really tied, you know, the Yetzer Hara. After I tie Yetzer Hara, where can I go? To my head, to Kodesh HaKodashim. But don't go to Kodesh HaKodashim before you put Yetzer Hara down in jail. Now, do you know, my dear friends, you are women, but you know, it's basic dinim in tfilin. When I put here on my head, I'm going, okay, remind me that page 3. I have to go to the end. I put some pictures. Here, do you see the hand?
Yes.
So going around, how many times I'm going around?
See at 8.
No 8. Because you can, that doesn't count. It's not round.
Okay. 7 then.
Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Not less, not more. You know why 7? Do you remember how many names Yetzer Hara has?
7 names.
7 names. So I put 7 names, I tie him. Because after I tie him, like I control my Yetzer Hara. After I feel control on Yetzer Hara, then I'm going to my head. Then I go to the Kodesh HaKodashim. I cannot go to the, it's like, when you're a farmer, and you have a nice piece of land in your yard, and you want to plant corns, for instance, but your field there is a lot of thorns on the field. What you should do before you plant the corns?
Take out the thorns.
You have to clean up, נכון? After you clean up, what you do? You plow. You cannot plow when the thorns still there. So you clean up, and then you put the seeds of the corns. Do you know now what I'm talking about? First, when I have Yetzer Hara, first it says Sur Mera. Do you know the other part of the sentence?
תעשה טוב.
בדיוק. First, remove from evil. Sur Mera. After you clean up, you remove from evil, עשה טוב. So tfilin shel yad, what is it? Sur Mera. I tied up, I put in gel Yetzer Hara. After I put Yetzer Hara, I put the head, עשה טוב. Now is really Kodesh HaKodashim. Don't go to Kodesh HaKodashim before you clean up, before you put your Yetzer Hara in jail. Is it clear, my dear friends?
Yes.
Now let's go. There is another beautiful pasuk in Kohelet. We mentioned this pasuk also a few times. Lev hacham liyamino velev ksil lismolo. Heart of a wise man is to the right, and the heart of the stupid man, the fool, is to the left. What Shlomo HaMelech meant by this pasuk? Look line 17. Lev hacham liyamino. The heart of the wise man to his right is Yetzer Tov. That always Yetzer Tov in the right side. Velev ksil lismolo. The left of the fool, of stupid man to the left is Yetzer Hara. Because Yetzer Hara is on the left side. Now tell me, where should I put the tfilin shel yad? On the left hand or the right hand?
On the right. On the right. On the right.
No, I don't put on the right. I put in the left.
To put the Yetzer Hara in the jail.
Yes. He said, ask your family, ask your children, your husband. He said he put on the left, the hand, the right hand is tying. Yetzer Hara is really controlling Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Tov is controlling Yetzer Hara. So the left hand is Yetzer Hara. That's why Shlomo HaMelech said, Lev hacham liyamino. The heart of a wise man is to the right. He's talking about Yetzer Tov. When he said, Lev ksil lismolo, the heart of a stupid man to the left, is Yetzer Hara, that is in the left. Baal HaTanya, Admor HaZaken, he says in his book Likutei Amarim, in chapter 9, look what he said, line 23. Ki Yetzer Tov, do you know in your heart, I don't know if you remember from your high school, when you take it, do you know how many, I would say, rooms we have in the heart?
4.
We have 4?
4. Yes, 2 ventrículos and 2 aurículos.
I don't know. I learned that we have 2.
Left side and right side, yes.
נכון? I said we have 2 rooms. It's called hadarim, shne hadarim. It's a space. But Tanya Zaken called that we have 2 rooms by purpose. Why? כי היצר הטוב נמצא בחלל הימני. The יצר הטוב is in the right room. שבלב, in your heart. והיצר הרע נמצא בחלל השמאלי שבלב. And the יצר הרע is in the left room on your heart. וצריך להגביר את יצר הטוב שבימין. We have to increase the power of the right side over the left side. If the power of the right side is much stronger than the left, we control יצר הרע. That's what Hatam Sofer says. כי תכלית, you know what is the purpose of הנחת תפילין? The purpose of הנחת תפילין, כי תכלית הנחת תפילין של יד על יד שמאל כנגד הלב, היא כדי לקשור בכך את יצר הרע שנמצא בחלל השמאלי. So we have, look, when we have the left hand, נכון? And the left hand is on the left room of the heart. And now the right room of the heart and the right hand controlling on the left side. In other words, Yetzer Tov control Yetzer Hara. If you do not control Yetzer Hara, you're not in the right derech. You're not in good shape. And keep in mind, we're talking about soldiers going to the war. So how careful they have to be when they put tfilin.
Rosaidi, what happened with the boys that have a left hand?
They put in the right hand.
Huh?
They put on the right hand the tfilin. Because when it says left, mean the weak hand. Weak hand. W-E-A-K. So if your right hand is the weak hand, you put the tfilin on the right. So everything is opposite. Most of the people are right hand. Now, by the way, what if some action you do with your right and some action you do with your left?
Yes, Ambi, it's true.
50-50.
The
You know,
weak one,
you
weak one.
test yourself which hand you write. When you write a letter, which hand you use? That's what makes the decision. If you write with your right hand is the strong. Okay? But many people are using both hands almost equally. So that's a good point what you ask.
So now they have also the tefillin from left side and also from
No,
right
they have different tfilin. The parashat is the same, but you have to go to special and tell the man who make you for tefillin, said I'm lefty. So he put all the nuts and everything is different because he put it on the other side, the other hand. ויש line theory, ויש להוסיף נקודה. We have to add. What we said, the commandment, the tzivui, to tie את התפילין על יד שמאל. Why we have to put תפילין on the left hand? כי מאחר שאנו עושים את כל הפעולות עם הידיים. We do all our action with our hands. נמצא שאנו קושרים את התפילין על יד שמאל עם יד ימין. שהיא כנגד צד ימין. We put the right hand because right hand is parallel to the right room in the heart. And the left hand is parallel to the left room in the heart. So the right should control the left. In other words, Yetzer Tov should control Yetzer Hara. If Has v'Shalom is the opposite, we're not in the right derech. It's going to be very difficult to pray. You ready for the next move? Slowly, you know, now the fasten belt there, it could be loose a little bit, but slowly we tie it. Now we go on the Gemara Masechet Sukkah, page 52. Maharsha. Al shiv'a kochot hara sheyesh liYetzer hara. Do you remember how many names Yetzer hara has? 7. So he call it forces of evil. It's not 7 names, it's 7 forces of evilness. Look how strong he is. לכן כשאנו מניחים, therefore when we put תפילין של יד, near the heart, is to control את יצר הרע. אנו קושרים ברצועה. We tied, like, when you want to put somebody in jail, to control him, you tie him. You tie him with a rope. נכון? You put him on the chair, and you put him on the chair and tie him around with rope that he cannot move. The same thing, lahavdil, you put with Yetzer Hara. Anu koshrim, the belt that we have, the belt, it's called retzuah. Remember, I'll use the word retzuah. Retzuah is the belt of the tfilin. The thread, the string of the tfilin. It's called retzuah. Anu koshrim ברצועה של קדושות התפילין את 7 כוחות הטומאה. When we are tied really strongly, the 7 kohot, forces of impurity, then we can continue to go to the tfilin shel rosh. We can go, then of course we're going to pray.
And the two rounds that you made in the hand, it means something?
What?
The other two rounds that you make in your hand, it means something too?
The 7 time, you mean?
You mean the 7 is in the arm, but in the hand you make 2 or 3.
In the heart, no. In the heart, physically, I have nothing in the heart. It's virtually.
What's
It's
the heart
it's
in the hand?
in the hand you have 3. That's different. Okay, leave it to them. I know you go. That's different. That's different. That's 3. Here on this finger I put 3. And if you remind me by the end of the shiur, it's not part of the shiur, but I'll tell you why we have 3. Okay, but that's.
Hey, ask for me, baby.
But good point. Good point. That you think about both. Okay, Gemara in Masechet, we continue on Masechet Brachot 61. Where he says, do you remember when Hashem said in Bereshit, Hashem created? You know what he said created in Hebrew?
Bara.
Bara, nachon, another word.
Bone.
Boneh is building. I'm talking creating. So one word you said right, bara. There is another. I'll give you and said, before Shema, we have 2 brachot. You said, Or Hadash al Tzion Ta'ir v'nizkeh chulanu b'mira le'oro, Baruch ata Hashem. No, Yotzer HaMeorot. Yotzer. When you go out of the Bet Shimush, of the restroom, what bracha you do? Asher Yatzar et Adam. So now, when he said Hashem created, so how do you say Yatzar in the past? Vayitzer. Vayitzer. Look line 31, the pasuk from Bereshit. Vayitzer Hashem Elokim et Adam. Hashem created the human being. Nachon? Do you see something unique about the word Vayitzer? Look line 31.
2 Yud.
Double Yud, very good. So what question you should ask?
It only needs 1.
Why we need 2 Yud? I could put 1 Yud and 1 dot under the Yud. It's Vayitzer. Why 2 Yudim? Can you tell me? Every Yud is 1 Yetzer. How many Yetzerim we have?
2.
2. We have 2 Yud, 1 Yetzer Hara, 1 Yetzer Tov. That means who created Yetzer Hara?
Hashem.
Hashem created Yetzer Hara. I tell you many times, when you get up in the morning, who is the first one say God Boker Tov to you?
Yetzer Hara.
Yetzer Hara. Is good news or bad news?
Bad.
Why bad? Because he's in action, huh? But I tell you, everything is bad, but the one thing is good. That's a sign that you are alive. That's the good news. If no Yetzer Hara, we finish with our life. All the taste and the flavor that Hashem created Yetzer Hara is so the free choice. If there is no Yetzer Hara, there is no free choice. So what I have to do today, this year we learn how to worship God through, continue, which Yetzer? Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Tov is very easy. But how do I worship God with Yetzer Hara? That's the question. You think it's impossible? I'll show you today it's very possible. We can do it. But if you follow step by step. Now, why Hashem, in Masechet Avot, Hashem said, Hashem created the world, look line 4-5. כל מה שברא הקדוש ברוך הוא בעולמו, לא ברא אלא לכבודו. Everything Hashem created in this world, He did it to His own honor, to His own glory. Everything Hashem created. You hear? Everything. That means including what?
The bad and the good.
What?
Yetzer
Hara. That means if Hashem created everything is in honor, that means we can worship God through Yetzer Hara. Otherwise, He would not create Yetzer Hara because He said everything. נמצא לפי זה, כי גם מה שברא בין השם put יצר רע, יצר הטוב, and יצר הרע is also. I'll give you another word. So remember which word we said, שני יצרים וייצר, נכון? יוד יוד. One yud is יצר הטוב, one yud is יצר הרע. There is one pasuk, you know by heart, and you say it every day, and you do not follow, you don't pay attention. Okay, help me. ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל Don't continue. Ruth, don't go to sleep. Say the whole Shema before you go to sleep. So only one pasuk. ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל לבבך, נכון? What is בכל לבבך in English?
With all your heart.
With all your heart. How do you say heart in Hebrew?
Lev.
Lev. So how do you say your heart in Hebrew? ליבך. ליבך.
ליבך.
כן, לב שלך. But what the Shema said, בכל what?
לבביך.
לבבך double bet. Why double bet?
Two hearts.
No, not two heart.
יצר הטוב.
יצר הרע ויצר הטוב is one heart with two rooms. Remember the two rooms? One room is יצר הרע and יצר. So we have a יצר, two יודים, one יוד יצר הרע, one יוד יצר הטוב. ואהבת, so how should I love God? With which יצר?
Both.
הטוב.
Both.
Both.
בכל לבבך, יצר הרע אין יצר הטוב. Everything is nice, but we didn't learn yet how to do it. To say it is very easy. How to apply to our life. כי על ידי שאיש ישראל עובד את השם, גם עם יצר הרע, if you worship God with יצר הרע, you reveal the sincere love to Hashem. If you're really worshiping God with יצר הרע, that's a true love. שכל מה שברא, אפילו את יצר הרע, because everything Hashem created is to honor Him. So it's very big mitzvah to worship God through יצר הרע. Again, the question, the $1,000,000 question, how to do it. And what does that mean? So now I'll give you two tzadikim that one can, was very successful to take יצר הרע and make him יצר הטוב, and what could not control, and he did something else to control יצר הרע. You know what the two tzadikim I'm talking? Avraham Avinu and David HaMelech. Okay? Look line 17. Is Gemara in Yerushalmi, in Masechet Sotah. Line 17. Avraham asa יצר רע טוב. Can you understand what I said? Avraham asa יצר רע טוב. How you translate this?
Abraham made the Yetzer Hara, made it tough, made it good.
Yeah, that means what he did to יצר הרע?
He converted it to Yetzer HaTov.
He changed him. He had the power not to say to make יצר הרע יצר הטוב. הוא עשה, he made. My טעמה, because there is a pasuk, give me a pasuk, ומצאת, in Avraham Avinu says, ומצאת את לבבו נאמן לפניך. You found his heart. How do you say his heart in Hebrew? Lev, libo. But in Avraham says לבבו. Why double bet?
הטוב והרע.
Because he put יצר הרע and make יצר הרע יצר הטוב. But David could not make יצר הרע יצר טוב. So what he did? You know what he did? He killed him. He killed him. דוד לא היה יכול הרגו בלבבו. He killed him. My טעמה, it says in the pasuk, וליבי חלל בקרבי. My heart, there is one space, that I really empty because I killed it. We have to understand what is the meaning to kill יצר הרע. Okay? But let's say, קורבן העדה explained, אברהם עשה יצר רע טוב. Abraham had the power to make יצר הרע יצר טוב. How you make יצר הרע יצר טוב? You know how? It's not such a big deal. Look what he did. He said, let's say, when you eat, why do you eat?
Because the body needs its energy
So why you need energy?
to worship God.
To worship God. Everybody eating to have energy to worship God?
No.
Yesterday my wife did something, to the parents she's teaching. I had 35, 40 parents here. And I saw she made a buffet. And I saw one man take the plate and he put so much food on the plate. And he didn't have enough food. He took the other plate and put 2 or 3 plates like he's going to eat. It was embarrassing. Everybody was embarrassed how he did it. But tell me, this man, I'm telling you this man because you don't know this man. And I don't know even his name. But he did. What he did, he ate to get energy to worship God?
No.
If you go, I have a not secret for you, go to bar mitzvah or go to wedding, you will see many people like this. They take plate and they put 5 tons of food on their plates, on their dishes. And you know they cannot eat everything. So they eat out of what? Out of lust. You know what is lust? L-U-S-T.
Yes.
They eat out of lust, not because to get energy to worship God. Many people go to restaurant. They order from the, you know, in the restaurant 3 steaks, big steaks. Are you allowed to eat 3 steaks?
Yes.
Yes, very hard to eat 3 steaks. You know, some people eat with their eyes, but they're coming and they have so much ta'ava. Ta'ava means lust. So much ta'ava for the food. They don't think even 1 minute to worship God. All what they want to worship their own body, to satisfy their Yetzer Hara, not Yetzer Tov. You know what Abraham did? Every time he went to eat, every food, every fruit, every piece of food, even he had some ta'ava, he changed the ta'ava to ahava. Remember what is ta'ava? Lust.
Lost.
What is ahava? Love.
Love.
Ahavat Hashem. So he said, when Avraham Avinu, he had a look what he says, שאף המעשים מצריכים תאווה גופנית. By the way, to have ta'ava for food is not a dirty word. It's normal human being. When you are hungry, you are hungry. You understand? I'm not talking about chazir. I'm talking people that want to eat because they want to eat. Because they are hungry. כמו אכילה והשתייה, like to eat and drink. But he didn't do it for his pleasure, Avraham Avinu. You know what? He did it exactly what Martha said now. To get energy. What he said to get energy? To worship God. That's Avraham Avinu. כי אם לאהבת המקום. He did it for out of love, אהבה. ומצאת את לבבו נאמן לפניך. אברהם אבינו, he loved God with Yetzer Hara and Yetzer Tov. Now what we learn, well, how can you worship God with Yetzer Hara? You know how? Not, you cannot worship God with Yetzer Hara. You can worship God if you change Yetzer Hara to Yetzer Tov. You understand? It's much easier to take Yetzer Hara and make him Yetzer Tov. He said, anyway, I'm going to eat. So let's make Netilat Yadayim. What is the big deal? Let's make Netilat Yadayim. Oh, ביום זה פותח את ידיך ומשביע לכל הרצון, ברוך אתה השם, אלוקינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. And you eat, he didn't talk. And during the meal, all of a sudden you hear Dvar Torah. And this, and before Birkat Hamazon. You know, so you did every little piece you ate. What you did? That the Yetzer Hara that you had before the meal, you change him. We change him with our ability to be Yetzer Tov. You understand? The same weapon that he used to, to destroy me, I'm using him to love God. Is it clear?
Yes.
אבל דוד, לאנתרי, לא היה יכול לחוף יצרו כל כך. והרגו בפעם אחת, he couldn't do what Abraham did, he killed him. כלומר, what do you mean killed him? What, he took a sword and killed Yetzer Hara? You know how you kill Yetzer Hara? He put himself away. He ran away when he came to eat. And he started to feel that he's doing out of ta'ava, he ran away from the food. You know, if he went to a place that he said how he did it, he make ta'aniyot. A lot of ta'aniyot. You know what is ta'anit?
Yes.
Fast. He fast a lot. He fast a lot. He was running away because he didn't have the power of Avraham Avinu. When David HaMelech felt he's not strong enough to make Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov, he made ta'anit some. This way he'll, control Yetzer Hara. So we have 2 tzadikim, everybody with his own way. Which one you think is the best, the better?
Abraham Avinu.
It's interesting what you said, but you're right, look. Said, we have two levels of tzadikim. שתי מדרגות, line 4. הראשונה, א', you see the א'? That's the first. שיש לו יצר הרע מפתה אותו להחטיא. You have the יצר הרע that he is trying to tell you to have a sin. אך הוא מתגבר עליו. You control him. ואינו שומע לו. And you're not listening to יצר הרע. וזה צריך למלחמה תמיד. You have to fight non-stop, 24/7. וצריך שמירה גדולה. And you have to always constantly, to fight. שלא ישכח אף רגע אחד. Don't forget even 1 minute that יצר הרע is around the corner. למה? If you forget about him, he is in the corner, ambush you. You know what is ambush? You know what is ambush? Ambush when you hide somebody and you trap him and you jump on him. So יצר הרע is waiting for you in the corner. The moment he feels that he can put you down, he jump on you. So what you have to do, you control יצר הרע, but you fight with him how much time in a day?
Every minute.
Every minute, 24/7. Is it easy?
No.
Very difficult. But if you can do it, you are gibor. You are a hero. Let's see now the second madrega. The second madrega is like Avraham Avinu. What? שהכניע את היצר והפכו, he took יצר הרע and changed him to be יצר הטוב. ועשה מן החומר גם כן צורה, וזה אינו יכול לבוא לידי חטא כלל. Now what I did, I took יצר הרע, and I changed יצר הרע to יצר הטוב. כן? And with the moment I'm here now, how often I have to do it?
Every moment.
In minutes, yeah.
No. Every minute when you control יצר הרע. I tell you, help me to think deep. If I took my יצר הרע and I make him יצר הטוב, what I don't have now? I don't have יצר הרע, I don't have to fight. Only once. You understand? That second, the madrega of Avraham Avinu is higher. Like you said, you're right. It's higher because I don't have, but if I really just control יצר הרע, it's 24/7. It's almost impossible. He's waiting. He's so smart. He's so smart, he knows when to jump on you. That's the process of the Hatam Sofer. Line 18. כי תכלית העבודה במצוות הנחת תפילין של יד, you know why I put תפילין? The תכלית, the purpose of תפילין של יד, is really to tie up יצר הרע, שהוא כנגד החלל השמאלי, because he's the left side in our heart. העבודה של מצוות הנחת תפילין של ראש, now why I have to do של ראש of the head? כי בכך אנו מעלים בקודש, להפוך בקדושת התפילין את היצר הרע ליצר הטוב, כפי שהתבהר לפנינו. When I go to the find, to יצר, to תפילין של ראש, I really in של ראש, you know what I have? I have, יצר הרע that he is already changed to be יצר הטוב. So the process between תפילין של יד and תפילין של ראש, on תפילין של יד, I have already still fighting with יצר הרע, נכון? I tied him up very strong, I fight with him, put him in jail. But before you go to the head, make sure what? That you control יצר הרע, or
Yes.
you really make יצר הרע יצר הטוב.
First of all, to control the יצר הרע.
Yeah, but now when I go to תפילין של ראש, which מדרגה should I take? To control יצר הרע or to make יצר הרע יצר הטוב? To make יצר... ודאי to make יצר הרע יצר טוב. So a lot of work I have to put, now you understand why תפילין של יד before תפילין של ראש. Before. Because it's a process. You cannot jump to the קודש הקודשים. חס ושלום. תפילין של ראש is קודש הקודשים. So I have to do this hard work before I go to תפילין של ראש. Now, I don't know, אנו מניחים כנגד המוח את תפילין של ראש. Do you know, בתפילין של ראש, you know how many parashiyot I have inside the תפילין?
4, I think.
4, נכון. How many parashiyot I have in the tfilin shel yad?
7.
No, that's the round.
Ah, okay.
Inside also 4. The same 4. So they ask me, what is the difference? You know what is the difference? Inside the box of the tfilin, you have cells. You know what I'm saying? Cells? Spaces. Space. 4 different cells. And each cell there is one parashiyah. Okay? So I have 4 separate parashiyot. In tfilin shel yad, I have all the 4 parashiyot in one parchment. You understand? That's the difference between tfilin shel again. We have 4 parashiyot in both of them. The tfilin shel yad, all the 4 are together in one parchment. But in tfilin shel rosh, I have separate 4. And each one is separate. You know what the name of the parashot? One it's called Kadesh Li Kol Bechor. One it says Vayaki Viacha Hashem. And then Shema Israel, the first parashiyah. And the 4th one, Vayayim Shamoah. Do you know why 4? There are many reasons why 4. By the way, how many senses we have? How many senses a person has?
5.
5. And how you divide them to 2 groups? Where are they? Where are they? The
In
senses.
the head.
How many you have in your face, not in your head? In your face.
4.
4. And the other son is touching the 5th one. It's the hands. But really, so when I put the 4 parashiyot, I want to control all the 4 senses that I have in my face, in my head. That's why I have Kadesh Vayaki Viacha. So that's why we said, we have 4 parashiyot. Mishnet Tzadidat tfilin now, if you look at the box, we have, 2 belts, 2 string. Okay, Retzuot. I have to show you the Retzuot. Page, I have to remember the page. Remind me. Page 7. Okay, I have to go because I made picture. Because you do not put tfilin every day. I don't suspect you that you are like the daughter of Rashi. That they used to put tfilin on their heads. Okay, first here we saw 7, nachon?
Yes.
You see now this tfilin?
Yes.
That's shel rosh. Do you see now? You see this one? Net. You have a net. Do you see the net?
A knot.
Okay, net. N-E-T. Tie. Okay?
Okay.
He said the nuts. You see the nuts here? It's called kesher in Hebrew. It's a special kesher. Remember when Moshe asked Hashem to show his face?
Yes.
You know what Hashem showed him?
His back. The
You never
tefillin.
show.
This
The
kesher,
nuts.
this point. Kesher tefilin nira la'enav. The nuts of the tefillin. That's big secret here. Now this kesher divide the 2 belts. If you see somebody with tefillin on, you don't see in this picture, but you see 2 belts in the front, nachon? You see 2 belts going in the front. Where is it
Yes.
coming? From my neck. From my neck, I take the 2 belts and put them in my front. You know why 2? Now you should know. Why 2?
Yetzirah tov veyetzirah ra.
Yetzer tov, yetzer ra. And what is the Nazis doing? Put them together. Bechol levavcha. Yetzer tov and yetzer ra. That's why we have the 2 nuts. Here you can see the nuts very clear. On this picture, you see the nuts? That's a nut. Some people make like dalet, and some people make like shin. But you see the dalet is from the word Shaddai, the name of God, the dalet of Shaddai. But you see here, and then you have the 2 nuts. After we see this one, we said which page we were?
7.
8 or 7.
7.
7. You know why 7? 7 names of Yetzer Hara. I'm joking. Don't take it seriously. Don't put it in your notebook. Okay, now it said, משני צידי יוצאות שתי רצועות. From the two sides of the tfilin you have two belts. רצועה אחת, one belt is on the צד ימין, on the right, because that's יצר הטוב. ורצועה בצד שמאל, the left side is for יצר הרע. שתי רצועות אלו מתקשרות יחד, but you put them together in the nuts of the tfilin. You see the nuts here? Here on the picture. כנגד העורף, כדי לעשות בכך פועל דמיון. Why I put this? When I really put tfilin and think about every move, in my mind, I'm thinking about it. I have to think about it, to have some sort of intention, to see how I control my יצר הרע and make him יצר הטוב. לקשר את שני יצרים והיו לאחדים להפוך את יצר הרע. The whole purpose is to change יצר הרע and to have יצר הטוב. By the way, do you see which letter on the tfilin here?
Shin.
And here?
Shin.
Do you see the two different shin?
Yes, one with four.
Four different shin. This shin is 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then shin is 3 lines.
Three.
That's what he said. Remember this, this shin. Shin smalit, the left side, the left shin, is keneged yetzer. Do you know how much is shin in gematria? Taf is the last one, is 400. Shin is 300. Second to the last. Nachon?
Yes.
You agree with me, Nachon? Now,
Yes.
how do you say inclination? Yetzer. Nachon? How you spell yetzer? Yud Tzadik Resh.
Tzadik Resh.
Yud Tzadik Resh. How much is Resh? 200. How much is Tzadik? 90.
300.
90. Tzadik is 90. 90. Yud is 10. So Yud Tzadik together, how much is it?
300.
300 altogether. But Yud Tzadik is 100. Resh is 200. 300. And what is Shin? 300. So the Shin is Yetzer. Shin is Yetzer. Said, Shin Smalit keneged Yetzer hara, the left side. Shin. Shin Yemanit, the right side of the Shin, is Yetzer HaTov. What he says, Shin shel tfilin. How we got this in Har Sinai? Halacha leMoshe miSinai. It's halacha. When Moshe came from Har Sinai down, he gave this halacha. פירוש שצריך לכמת את העור בתפילין, כי בצד ימין של התפילין עושים עוד שין של 3 ראשים. But the right side, you put 3 lines in the shin. ואילו בצד שמאל, on the left side, you put 4 lines of the shin. What do you mean? Shin is 3 or 4? Here we have 1 3, 1 4. Can you tell me why? Okay, let's see Shulchan Aruch. Shin shel tfilin halacha leMoshe miSinai. The shin should be it's halacha leMoshe miSinai. Last week we spoke about halacha leMoshe miSinai, if you remember. שיעשה בעור הבתים של ראש כמין שין בולטת מקמתי העור. אחד מימינו ואחד משמאלו. You have to have 2 shin. 1 right, 1 left. The right side is 3, and the left side is 4. וצריך להבין, העניין חקיקת 2 אותיות. שין משני צדדי התפילין של ראש. Why I have 2 shin on the 2 sides of the head? עוד shin, 1 shin with 3 lines, and the odd shin with 4 lines. That's fact, but we didn't answer yet why. So we learned that the Yetzer, the word Yetzer, Gematria, what is it?
300.
Which is Shin. Now we know that Shin parallel to the word Yetzer. So Yetzer, Gematria, Shin, the tfilin של ראש. לכן הצטווינו לחקוק 2 אותיות, שין, בתפילין של ראש. שין אחת בצד ימין, 1 shin on the right side, כנגד יצר הטוב, and שין אחת בצד שמאל, and the other shin on the left side, כנגד יצר הרע. Why? Because you have to make יצר הרע, יצר הטוב. We don't have yet the full answer. Listen to the next one. מאחר שצריך להפוך את יצר הרע לטוב, but what is the purpose? To take יצר הרע and make him טוב. לכן עוד שין שבצד השמאלי, הרומזת על יצר הרע, יש בה 4 קווים. because יש לה 4 קווים. why? שהיא צורת עוד שין רגילה בת 3 קווים. אלא שנתווסף בה עוד קו אחד, regular שין. How many lines you have?
3.
3. So the yetzer hara here is 4. It's very, very abnormal. Why we add one more line? You know why? You know the line which looks like water. Which letter is in Hebrew? The line.
Vav.
Vav. Very good. What is the role of the letter Vav?
To join 2 things together.
Yes. Now tell me why I have the 7th line. Why I have the 4th line? To connect what to what?
To
To
connect.
join.
To connect Yetzer Tov, the Yetzer Hara, to make Yetzer Hara Yetzer Tov. That's why he had one more line, you know, to make Vav HaHibur. It's called Vav HaHibur. The Vav connect, you know, to make Yetzer Hara Yetzer Tov, and then we have really together. We have לקשר ולחבר את העוד שין בצד שמאל, to take the שין in צד שמאל, עם העוד שין הימני, together with the right side. This way, I change Yetzer Hara to Yetzer Tov. I need the Vav. I need the Vav to connect. It's like a hook that you have to connect the two. By the way, how many lines together?
7.
So, do you remember why we have 7?
7 Yetzer.
Not only Vav, we have the 7 power forces of impurity. So it's not coincidence. It's 3, 3, 1. So the 1, we said 1 Vav to connect, but altogether 7 is to fight against Yetzer Hara, the full name, all the name. That's why he said, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, מגלה עמוקות, remember נתן שפירא, we mentioned him many times, פרשת בעלותך, שצריך לחקוק בשני Y, you have to put, you know, 2 שין, נכון? He repeat the same thing. We need 2 shin. Shin had 1 shin in the right side with 3, and 1 shin on the left side with 4. We learned this already. That they are together 4 heads. 4. Why? Because מקרא שכתוב, לא יהיה בך אל זר. If you pray in the morning, the psalm of Thursday, it says, לא יהיה בך אל זר. ולא תשתחווה לאל נחר. You know what is zar? Because you should not put inside you a stranger idol. El zar. El zar, stranger idol. What is stranger idol? יצר הרע. He said, לא יהיה בך אל זר, ולא תשתחווה לאל נחר, and do not bow down. זהו אל זר, which idol stranger I have inside my body. Have Omer, do you know who is inside my body? Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara. By the way, how much is Zayin?
7.
7. Do you remember how many heads Yetzer Hara has?
7.
7.
How do you say heads in Hebrew?
Rosh.
Rashim. Zar is a stranger. But Zar in abbreviation, Zayin is 7 Rashim. 7 El Zar is the Yetzer Hara. Look here, look line 4. לא נקרא אל זר כי זר, זין רש, נוטריקון is abbreviation. זין רשים, 7 heads. That mean לא יהיה בך אל זר is not just to remove יצר הרע. You have 7 heads and you have to fight very hard really to attack him. Not only to destroy him, not only to control him, but to make him יצר הטוב. To make the impure pure. כמובן בגמרא. Look, I told you in the beginning of the show, remember רב אחא? שנתגלה, רב אחא was in the בית כנסת, and he saw רב אחא בר יעקב, כן? line 8, כנחש עם 7 ראשים, he saw מזיק, the damager, the one who makes damage, with 7 heads. ועל ידי שהשתחווה רב אחא 7 פעמים, he bowed down 7 times, בתפילה, לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, every time, ברוך אתה, he bowed down, מגן אברהם. Baruch Ata, he say bow down again. Modim anachnu lach, he bow down. Every time he bow down to Hashem, every time he bowed down, one head fell down and fall apart. מטעם זה הלכה למשה מסיני, that's why לעשות בתפילין של ראש two shin, double shin. That's why one with 3 heads and one with 4 heads. Now we understand why 3 and 4, that 7 heads. With the power of tfilin, we can knock down Yetzer Hara completely. Not only knock him down, make him Yetzer Hara Tov. Shiv'a Rashim, that's why he says. Shiv'a Rashim shel hashinim בתפילין של יד לעומת 7 כריכות. Now look how many 7 we have. We have shin, zar, remember 7 heads, and we have around our hand, but 7 krichot. It's called krichot, going around the head. Mitkasher, now he said 7 krichot of the head and 7 heads of the shin and shin. And we combine tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. אלא שבעל ידי התפילין של יד, אנו מכניעים את 7 הכוחות של יצר הרע, שלא יוכל לפתותנו. If you do this, the Yetzer Hara is no chance to defeat us, because we make him Yetzer Hatov already. הרי שבתפילין של ראש, the תפילין של ראש is the power to nullify completely the 7 heads, the 7 heads of Yetzer Hara. של שני השינים, the 2 double shin, את 7 הכוחות, the 7 forces of the impurity of Yetzer Hara. Why? When I change him to Yetzer Hara, שישאר רק חלק הטוב. Only now, if you change him, you have only Yetzer Hatov. So David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Sarim redafuni hinam, ministers chase after me for no reason. You know what is that? By the way, what is the relationship between the nations of the world and Israel? Do they like us or they hate us?
They hate us.
That's what David HaMelech says. Sarim means the 70 nations. They are hating us. They're chasing after us. Did you hear Aradwan yesterday? This evil guy, this Hitler, he said he might penetrate to Israel. He said he might penetrate to Israel to fight against Israel. No, I'm saying, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, Turkey was the best friend of Israel. 40 years ago, Iran was the best friend of Israel. Look what changed. Sarim redafuni hinam. He said, midvarcha pahad libi. You know what he said, pahad? My heart was afraid. You know why? He's talking here about Yetzer Hara. I have Yetzer Hara. Sas anochi al imratecha kemotze shel harav. You know what is sas? Sisu et Hashem. Ken yasis alaych elokaych. Susu v'simchu. Lasus is to be happy. Sas anochi al imratecha. I'm so happy with your words. Kemotze shel harav. Like somebody find booties in the middle of the world, diamonds and jewelry. But he said the word sas. Sas is to be happy. But you see what's so unique about the word sas?
Tushin.
Tushin. Very good, Ruth. Tushin. Why he was happy? Because David find the trick how to make Yetzer Hara Yetzer Hatov with the shin and shin, 3 and 4. Said sas anochi al imratecha. Now all of a sudden we got the sas double shin. That's why I put the double shin big. על פי מה שמפרש שאר הפסוקים לרבנו הזרי, כי שרים, the ministers, is talking about 70 nations that they chasing after us. לפי האמור נקראים שרים. You know how to say now? In singular שר. כי שר. You know what is שר? שין רש, נכון? You know what the abbreviation? Remember zar? Zar, what we said, Zayin is 7. Resh is Rashim, Shiv'a Rashim. You know what does he say? How do you say 7 in Hebrew? Sheva. So now also, Sar is Shin. Sar, in abbreviation, Shiv'a Rashim, 7 heads. So, Zar lo yeh elcha el Zar, You know, Elzar is 7 heads. And also, Sasa Anochi al Imratecha, because now I know how to control the 7 heads. And that's why I'm very happy. Umidvarcha pahad libi, because I got afraid, you know why? That the Yetzer Hara, these 7 heads will not destroy me. ועל זה מפרש איך התגבר עליהם. You know how I control them? שש אנוכי על אמרתך כמוצא שרריו. I put tfilin in the morning. And I put tfilin in the morning, you know what else? I did not talk between tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. Because all of them is one package. You're not allowed to talk. ויש לומר ששנינו בגמרא, אביי, הווה יתיב קמא דרבא, he was sitting next to Rabba. אביי הווה יושב לפני רבא, חזד הקבדה. He said he saw that he's happy. You know, Rava saw Abaye that he's happy. He said, oh man, you know, why you are so happy? He said, you know, we pray now. You have to do it with fear. He said, no. He says, Amar le Abaye, Ana tfilin manachna. I have tfilin on my head. That's why, Sasa nochi al imratecha. I am very happy because I defeated Yetzer Hara. Ani tfilin munachim alai. The tfilin is on top of my head. And that's why I'm happy. That means what he's trying to tell him, you could have fear of God and you could be happy too. You know, when you defeat, when you make Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov, you change Yetzer Hara to be Yetzer Tov, you cannot not to be happy. You feel it in your system. You feel full control. You feel pure. And we know when we feel pure, we feel so happy. We know we are pure. Nobody around you, but you know that you are pure. Sasa noche al imratecha, that remez mitzvah tfilin shel rosh. Do you remember who made the neder in Sefer Bereshit? Who vowed? Who made neder? When he was in trouble?
Yaakov.
Yaakov!
When he said, if Hashem, I will...
Remember the neder? Look, he was in trouble. He said, "Neder im Elokim imadi, im Hashem will be with me, ushmarani baderech asher anochi olech, and he guard me and protect me. Natan li lechem le'echol uveged lilbosh, will give me bread to eat and clothes to wear. Veshavti beshalom el bet avi, and I will return peacefully to my father's house. Vaya Hashem li le'elokim, Hashem will be my God. Va'even azot asher samti matzeva, this stone that I made as a pillar, Yeh bet Elokim will be house of God." Now listen to the end. V'chol asher titen li, everything give me, aser ha'aserenu lach. What is aser ha'aserenu lach?
To give the decimum.
So why he said 2 times? He said aser ha'aserenu lach. He said aserenu lach. I'll give you maaser. But he said aser ha'aserenu lach. Do you remember the beginning of the shiur when God created Adam? How do you say created?
Bara e Yetzer, Yatzar.
Vayitzer.
Vayitzer.
What do we have in the Vayitzer?
2 yud.
2 yud. How much is yud?
10.
10. Aser aserenu 2 times. Aser aserenu. What Yaakov is trying to tell Hashem? I will worship you with Yetzer Hara, not only with Yetzer Tov. Vayitzer aser aserenu 2 times 10. Asere, Ken? That's why he said, I will worship you, I love you with 2 yud. That's Vayitzer. Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Ra. That's what the Yaakov Avinu said. Amazing explanation. Now, you know this sentence in Pirkei Avot, we are very close to the end. It says, Zeu gibor hakovesh et yitzro. Do you remember this?
Yes. Yeah.
What is that translation? Who is a hero? The one who control his Yetzer. Nachon? So when you say who is a hero, you have to understand it means we have 2 kind of a heroes. Otherwise, you will not say who is a hero. Which one? Is out there like which one is a hero? Which one means you have 2 different kind of giborim. So he said, who is the gibor? The one who control his Yetzer. What does that mean? כשהוא מנחות, it's מסכת מנחות. כשהוא מניח של יד, when you put the tfilin, you put hand first, and then you put the head. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, it says the pasuk, you put the tfilin of hands, and then והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. Even the pasuk says first you put on your hand, and then you put on your head. נגדי בעל שם טוב, בעל שם טוב הקדוש explain, איזהו גיבור הכובש את יצרו. So איזהו גיבור, we say like we have two גיבורים. הספק הוא מי הגיבור האמיתי? Who is the real hero? Do you remember how many גיבורים we have? Do you remember how many גיבורים? One who control and one who make יצר הרע ליצר הטוב. Look דרך א', על ידי תחיית וגירישת היצר, if I control יצר רע, I push him away, הוא דוחה ומגרש אותו בבוא שהוא נצא, get out of here, I don't want to see your face. Okay, so יצר רע running away. שאינו רוצה לשמוע, I don't want to hear you. But there is second way to control יצר רע. שאין אדם דוחה, he doesn't push away the יצר הרע. He really what? He make יצר הרע what? יצר הטוב. Which one we said is better? יצר הטוב, to make him why? The first derech, if I push him away, what he will do, he's waiting for me to...
He will come back.
Yeah, he will come back. So they say, of course derech bet, because the second way is the best. They say, so now he said, that's Baal Shem Tov said always, so it's a process. What Baal Shem Tov says, we have to have a process. Now, it's like, remember we spoke about the food? Some people eat food out of lust, out of ta'ava, and make it out of ahava. Let's say you have a jealousy. Jealousy is negative or positive?
Negative. Depends.
Oh, depends. So if you have a jealousy because your friend bought a new car, that's negative. So I take this jealousy and make it the opposite. Make it, Avodat Hashem, how? Let's say your husband is writing a book, okay? And you're jealous with, let's say your son is writing a book. He's even better than your husband. And now you're writing a book. You see two sons you have. Each one was said, if you see your two children writing books, Hidushim and the Gemara, do they have jealousy?
Good jealousy.
Good jealousy. Good jealousy. Kinat sofrim tarbeh chokhmah. If I want to be Ben Torah like my friend, he's a good Ben Torah, and I want to know Hashem, to worship Hashem, so I take the jealousy that I had because my neighbor bought a car and change it jealousy to increase my wisdom. So that's the way we change, the negative to positive. He gave here, an example about, the people who come to a city and stole and penetrate in the night to a store. Every week they can penetrate it. So the owners of the stores, they decided to hide in the night and to find who is the thief. And then they found the thief. You know what they did with the thief? They called the police, and the police put them in the jail. כן? אולם לעומתם תחבולה אחרת. הם התחבאו בחניה, כשבאו גנבים, I'm sorry. The first case, they said, when the thief came to the store, they were screaming. He said, yo, help, 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 help. The thief, when they heard the voice of the people, ran away to the woods. The other case, the Baal HaChanuyot, they were quiet. When they came to the store, they closed the door and called the police. And the police came and took the thief to the jail. So which group is better? The first group that screamed and they ran away, or the second group, they put him in jail?
Second.
Of course the second. Why the second? Because the first one, they will come back again. After 2-3 months, everybody will forget what happened. They come back again. They're not in jail. But they said the same thing with Yetzer Hara. To push away Yetzer Hara is good. To postpone Yetzer Hara is good, but that's not the tachlit. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to take Yetzer Hara and make him Yetzer Hatov. However, it is not only good to push away, it's the first move to make him Yetzer Hatov. You cannot make Yetzer Hara Yetzer Hatov if you do not control first. You know what I'm saying? You cannot skip stages. So these two ways to control and to make him Yetzer Tov is not contradiction. You know what the first thing I have to do? Control. After I control, what I do? Make him Yetzer Tov. Now what has to do with tfilin? Which one is I put? I put tfilin shel yad or shel rosh?
Yes.
I put both of them. But what first?
Yeah.
Yeah, shel yad. Yetzer. So I control yad. Control or not? Control, right? I tight. But when I put him the shel head, I make Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Tov. If you think you can skip, you know, that's a Yetzer Hara, shel yad, you can skip, is nonsense, it's fake. You will fall apart. You will not be able. So now to control is very good. The control is very good as long as step number one is not the end. The end, after I control him, I took him and make him Yetzer Tov. And to conclude my friend, that's the word that Moshe Rabbeinu. Now we understand why Moshe Rabbeinu, he took only the people, Ish Hayareh. The people who took really did not talk. He said, what Bil'am did? Bil'am, he knew that people control Yetzer Hara. And he was waiting for the moment, you know, that they will relax and then bring all the Midyaniyot. All the Midyaniyot, because they did not change Yetzer Hara to Yetzer Tov. If they would change Yetzer Hara to Yetzer Tov, Bil'am would say to Bil'am, you have no chance. But now Bil'am knew that many of the Jews just trying to control Yetzer Hara. He said to Balak, bring the Midyaniyot between tfilin shel yad shel rosh. What is between tfilin shel yad shel rosh? Between controlling and make Yetzer Hara Yetzer Tov. If the Midyaniyot will come between, then they lost completely. And my dear friend, these girls, Midyaniyot, they came already and they destroyed 24,000 Israelis. We lost. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm going to have a very special unit in the army. You know what unit I going to have? I have a unit that they don't talk between tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. Because the moment they control Yetzer Hara, and the next move, immediately they change Yetzer Hara to Yetzer Tov. That's why I said, Anashim Tzadikim. That's why I said the opposite, the people who study Torah, and they go into the army, these people could be the best soldiers. The best soldiers, because when they do tfilin, they make tfilin shel yad and they don't talk, and they make tfilin shel rosh. If you have these two, that's why we need, I'm giving you my opinion, we need everyone. I'm not saying chas v'shalom to stop to study Torah, chas v'shalom. Not every bachur, he said. Moshe took some of them. He said, 1,000 lamateh, 1,000 lamateh. So some people said 1,000 to each tribe. So how many thousands he mobilized?
2,000.
How many?
12. 12.
Now listen to the Hidush. 24,000. He didn't say 1,000 lamateh. He said 1,000 lamateh, 1,000 lamateh. Twice 1,000. So each tribe has 2,000. You know why you want two? 1,000 fighting and 1,000 studying Torah. So, you know, the moment that the people, the Chavruta, were fighting in the front line in Gaza and Lebanon, their Chavruta in the yeshiva studying Torah. 1,000 lamateh, 1,000 lamateh. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win when we have people studying Torah and people bnei Torah that fighting as a tzadikim. It's a complete victory. No one, not Iran, not Hezbollah, not Hamas, not Turkey, no one can be even close to Am Israel. Be'ezrat Hashem. That's why they came to Moshe and he said, you know, Amru, they said, Avadecha nasu rosh. Your slave put tfilin shel rosh. Rosh. Not only the sechel. So we put shenasut tfilin shel rosh. Anshe milchama asher biyadenu. We put it after we put tfilin shel yad. We put tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. After he said, Velo nifkad mimenu ish. Not even one one did not miss this mitzvah. Everybody put tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. ודרשו שלא הקדימו, because they didn't put tfilin shel rosh chas v'shalom before tfilin shel yad. Always was yad and then rosh. Because then they had the process, control, and make yetzer hara, yetzer tov. שאילו הקדים, and if one, of course then I said, do you remember, I'm ending now, that's the end of the shiur, how the nation will get scared of the IDF. You know how? By the way, I wanted to give you my opinion. I know today Hezbollah got scared to death. You know how do I know this? Very simple. They denied that they sent the missile.
Yes,
They don't have that.
Yes.
They denied. Usually said, we did it, every day. They're shooting thousands of missiles. All of a sudden,
They are very proud, Rabbi, that they did it.
what? You know why they denied? I'm telling you clear. Scared to death. They know that the moment that we will decide, I don't know what will be tonight, tomorrow, but you know what? Why it's so sensitive? I think, that's my opinion, according to what I read from all the generals in the army and the politicians. You know, he said, we want to give a very hard revenge, very hard hit, makkah, you know, to them, but not to go to a complete war. You say, but how could you control? How do I know what the reaction of Hezbollah will be? Because Hezbollah might say, oh my God, they're going, let's see if we have nothing to lose. Let's start. But right now, Nasrallah is afraid, he's scared to death. He knows that the Israeli Air Force and maybe infantry as well is going, you know, is going really to do something big. I hope it's not going to take long, but it's going to happen. And I'm telling you, if you have children, and remember, not the people who put tfilin anyway. Everyone, you know, I give a lot of credit to Hasidei Chabad, that every place, every opportunity they have, they put tfilin to people, to Jewish people. It's so important. You know how they get? Look, I end up with this pasuk. I'm saying this, but I tell you, Yossi, are you there? Or Renee is there?
I am here.
Renee, you were not us. I remember every morning I was praying, you know, I was sitting next to your father-in-law in Bet Knesset, you know, and Yossi was on the other side, I was on the other side. And I remember he didn't want even help with the tfilin. I never forget the picture. I have a picture with him that he is with tfilin on. He was close to 90. He was old man. He didn't want any help. He put the tfilin himself. Tfilin shel yad didn't talk between tfilin shel yad and shel rosh. And then he put tfilin shel rosh. I'm saying this because today is his yortzia. Today is his skara. And I said, you know, the tfilin of Yaakov Sofer will be a good defense for IDF, a good credit, a good zchut to Am Israel. Now, how they put it, and now I don't take, you know, say that is askara. But Renee, I don't know how many zchuyot you have to see your own father coming to Bet Knesset. Your own father was a giant, was tall. And you know, when he put tfilin, his head was above everybody. Everybody saw that tfilin of Reuven ben Yaakov. You know why everybody saw? Because he was tall. He was tall. He was above everybody. He was so tall that everybody saw his tfilin. You know, when they go and see the tfilin shel rosh, what happened? Look at the pasuk. I don't make it up.
They get scared.
It's a clear pasuk. 23.
They get scared.
Vera'u kol amei haaretz, and all the nations of the universe will see. What will see? Ki shem Hashem nikra alecha. The name of God is on the top of you. V'yareu mimeka, and they will get scared of you. What do you mean? What does that mean? Name of God is on the top of me, and they see the name of God. What the Gemara says, line 26. Can you help me? What the first three words?
Ilu tefilin.
Ilu tefilin shevarosh.
Elu tefilin shevarosh. You know, there is one time, one Admor was, you know, with his wagon, and some Jews were there, and then when they crossed the wood, the robbers, the thief, was chasing after them. Usually they chase and they rob them, torture them. And the moment the Admor saw that the robbers behind him, he immediately took the tfilin and put the tfilin on. He said, he's Hasidic, he didn't understand what is he doing. He put the tfilin shel rosh, and then he came out from the wagon in front of the robbers. The robbers saw him and ran away. He said, Rabbi, what did you do? What did you make it? Are you a magician? He said, no, I put tfilin shel rosh. And then you know what pasuk he told them? וראו כל עמי הארץ כי שם השם נקרא עליך ויראו ממך. If a guy see the tefillin on your head, he is afraid of you. And the Admor put the tefillin shel rosh, and all the robbers ran away from him. That's the power of the tefillin shel rosh. And that's the power. If we have the ability, to put tefillin shel yad together with tefillin shel rosh, I have no doubt the Mashiach Pinchas of last week, he is Eliyahu Navi, he will give us the good news, and then we'll see the Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mera b'yameinu amen.
Amen. Hazagu Baruch, Rabbi.
Hazaku Baruch.
חזקו ואמצו.